Well, here I am again addressing an important question and giving you both sides, the yes and no answers. Today's question is should we keep the monarchy? That'll certainly upset a few people along the way. The people who want to keep it we will refer to as monarchists, and those who oppose its retention we'll call Republicans. Okay, first of all, for the monarchist point of view. Well, I suppose the strongest argument here is that the monarchy has existed here in England. By the way, this would apply to any other European monarchy. We have several: Scandinavia, Spain, Belgium, so forth. But in particular, I'm referring to the one in Britain. It's so much a part of our national fabric and culture and history. It's a kind of an identity totem for people to associate themselves with as they think of England. It's pretty important to many people. Secondly, there is a very impressive history of kind of negotiating the consent of the governed that's been going on for about 1,000 years. Magna Carta, Simon Montfort, Cromwell, etc., etc. And the genius of the monarchy here in England has been that they've known just when to kind of give up a little bit of power in order to stay in the position that they're in. However, that has resulted in the fact that they don't really have much left. Nonetheless, it's endearing and one that is favored by a very large segment of the population. Finally, of course, it's seen to be good simply for tourism. People come from far and wide to see Buckingham Palace. They have a glance at Windsor Castle from the left side of the airplane as they come into Heathrow. And there are vestiges of the monarchy everywhere in Britain. It's delightful for people to use these symbols of the history of the nation. Okay, on the negative side, the view now of the Republicans, here are some of their arguments. The first is that it's kind of a medieval and pointless institution. Since it doesn't have any power, it really isn't there for any good purpose. It's kind of charming, but that's about the end of it. The second objection, which perhaps is more serious, is that it perpetuates the class divide, which has always bedeviled Britain, in that it formalizes, it institutionalizes the notion that one kind of person is better than another person simply by virtue of who their parents were. That goes against the grain for a lot of people and is certainly out of step with current social thinking in many places. So that's really not a good thing. Number three, there is a whole issue here of entitlement and extravagance. They really do live lavishly. Many palaces, and of course we have the present problems with Prince Andrew, who is an exemplar of badly behaved entitlement. One of the rules that many very rich people have increasingly been using is that they won't leave enough of their fortune to their children so that they don't have to work. Now that would be certainly put a different cast on the current members of the royal family. Finally, it's really outdated in an era of austerity and the kind of financial sacrifices we're going to have to make to recover from the coronavirus. So those are all pretty strong arguments. Okay, well, I guess I have to tell you what my take on this is now. I'm not really terribly fussed one way or another about whether Britain should keep its monarchy, but I do think it would do well to change. The behavior, particularly of Andrew, has certainly tarnished the brand, and it has also become increasingly obvious with the behavior of the various prince and princesses and others in the extended family, that they live a life of really excessive luxury. I would hope that for the monarchy to kind of extend itself in the future, that they really restrict the number of people who are even on the gravy train. They really should be required to support themselves and get a job, and perhaps leave the real entitlement to the first 3 or 4 people in the succession line. So that's it. Sorry if that disappoints you, but that's my view. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and hit the notification bell. I've enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye now.